Y'all already know. Y'all already know. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's time for another edition of the Leo G Show. I am Leo G. And we're about to get into it with another podcast because podcasting is what we like to do, man. So before we get into this edition of the Leo G Show, man, because it's been quite some time, man, I got to introduce the co-host, man, the people that ride with me and do this thing all the time. First of all, I'm going to kick it over to my man over there on the south side. I can't say ATL, but I'm going to just say south side for now. My man Banks over there, man. What's going on with your brother?
Yeah, what's going on, Leo G? No time, no see, no hear. What's been going on, fella?
Man, I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, it's been a while. We tried to get this thing cranked up, man, and we couldn't just get it together, man. Schedules and everything else, man. We had a lot of stuff going on, man. So finally, we come back to record another podcast, man. So hopefully this will be a fun one, and we're gonna let this one go today, fellas. Hopefully we'll be able to let this ride out, and we'll get everything we need to off our chest about the topics that we're gonna talk about at hand. So I'm gonna pass this out to my man out there on the east side. I can't say ATL no more, and I'll get into that in just a minute. My man out there close to Augusta or Greenville or wherever he is, my man Derek. Man, what's going on, brother?
What's going on, Leo G and my man Superfly Banks over there today?
Banks over there kicking it hard, man. If y'all on the YouTube channel, man, we're gonna talk about what we got on in just a minute, man. But yeah, Banks got giving us like an Isaac Hayes kind of Superfly vibe going on today, man. He real. I say, damn, man, he done out cooled us all with this. So it's all good though, man. We're gonna get into it in just a minute, man. So look, fellas, before we get into the fit check, drink check, man. You know, it's been so as we record this episode, man, it's been a lot of stuff going on in the ATL, man. It's been a lot of stuff. First thing I want to say is, man, we tried to do a show to talk about our Georgia Bulldogs winning the national championship, man. But I just want to shout them out, man. So shout out to the Georgia Bulldogs, fellas, man. I don't know if y'all want to raise one up. We'll do it real quick. To them Georgia Bulldogs, man, winning the national title.
Shout out to them dogs.
Them dogs, man, you know, them Braves and them dogs bringing it home for us, man. So giving us, you know, giving us all kind of life when it comes to championships here in the state. Like I said, we tried to do an episode to talk about it, man, and how thrilled we were, man, but it didn't come to fruition. But hey, we still want to give them they do, man. So shout out to them dogs. And that's what's up, man. Banks was able to go up to the celebration, had a ball, man. And, you know, we'll come back and get some insight into that, man. But, yeah, man, got to get a dog some shout-outs. But, look, something else I wanted to give, you know, a little bit too, man, because we talk about ATL sports. We talk about Atlanta sports. We talk about being Atlanta. But something just happened here over the past weekend as we record this episode, man. I don't know, man. I'm going to kick it over to Banks here first and ask him, man. Without going into too much detail, Banks – am I still able to talk about ATL sports, man? Or is this still a thing? Like, what's the deal, man? What's going on?
Well, obviously, we all can't talk about Atlanta because we're not residing inside the perimeter. I'm Clayco, so as the lyric said, I'm not Atlanta, so that excludes me. Jericho, I'm gonna go ahead and cover you out, bro. You're done. Leo, yeah, you're done. You're not Atlanta.
I'm currently in unincorporated Fulton County, so I guess I'm not Atlanta. So I don't know who we need to reach out to or who we need to talk to get permission to talk about Atlanta sports since we're not Atlanta. So I'm gonna do it anyway. But fellas, if you all know who we need to reach out to in order to see if we're even able to do this, since you know we're now being technical about who's Atlanta and who's not Atlanta. Derek, I don't know if you had a say so in this party.
Nope, I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to add because, you know, I'm out here in Loganville, so, you know, that definitely excludes me. You know, I just work in the city when I work. You know what I'm saying? I just go to the city. That's all. I just talk about if I'm going to the city. That's what I'll say. If I'm going to the city, they'll know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, hey, I guess, you know, I don't know, but, you know, I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'm somewhere else, but yeah, there was a lot of controversy around. If you didn't know, I'm not gonna go into the details, but if you didn't know, there's a lot of buzz going around the actual city of Atlanta and Metro Atlanta about who's Atlanta and who's not. So take that what you want to and do what you want to as you see fit. But we're not gonna get into it too much on the show because we talk about sports. What's up, there, Cole?
Maybe we should come up with something clever like DMV. You know what I'm saying? Since they, you know, do it like that up in Maryland, Virginia,
That's what's up.
DC. Maybe we should come up with something like that. Maybe that'll be acceptable.
That's what's up. So? I think I think we could, man. Like I said, I don't know, So I'll go into this and just say this much, man. I've been around. I'm kind of, I guess, I've gotten OG status here. Like Atlanta, we have always prided ourselves on being, I say this kind of cliche, is united. Like we've always supported our own, whether it's been Decatur, whether it's been East Point, whether it's been wherever. We've kind of, stood behind one another when it comes to that type of stuff. And not to really pick bones about who's from the inside of the perimeter and who's from the outside of the perimeter, whatever the case may be. But now all of a sudden it's Gen X, Gen Z. Now we want to start pulling cards and choosing sides and starting civil wars on social media about who's Atlanta, who's not Atlanta. So, but me from my generation, man, we've always supported everybody from Atlanta and who's done you know, when you talk about just athletes, when you talk about entertainers, when you talk about especially hip hop and rap, we've all supported everybody that's from this area. I should say area because I don't want to say Atlanta now because I don't want to piss anybody off. But anybody that's from the metro area, we've always supported. But now I don't know what's going on with this new generation of, I don't know. But we're going to move forward, man. I just wanted to get that out there. We're going to do a fit check, drink check, man, before we get into our topics for the day. So, Derek, I'm going to pass it over to you first. I see you rocking something heavy, man, from the early parts of Atlanta United, man. Tell them what's up.
Yeah, since our secondary kit just launched, I thought I'd take it back to the original secondary kit. So I got on this, what is it, 2017 Strawberry away kit, which is by far my favorite away kit. So I'm biased, but I don't care whatever they come out with. This is always gonna be my number one away kit.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to the Strawberry and Concrete, man, on the fit check. Banks, kick it over to you, man. Let everybody know what you got going on. Everybody that's listening and not watching, tell everybody what you got on.
Well, I got on the representing the footy mob supported section. Got the kit rocking today. Got the ATL hoe, but scarf. I don't even know if I'm allowed to wear this now since I'm not at ATL. So hey, whatever. Yeah, Leo, I gotta watch what I say around here, man. I can't, people getting their feelings about, who ATL and stuff. I don't even know if I can wear this backdrop back here. You know what I'm saying? I might need to go ahead and take this down since, I'm not ATL. So, hey.
I know, man, we don't want them people to come after us, right? I know I got the ATL backdrop myself. I mean, you got one side of the city, I got the other side of the city. I don't know, man. I don't want them people to come for us, man. I'm rocking. So, fellas, I'm just rocking it plain and simple. I got ATL on my hat. I got to make sure I can find out if I'm okay to wear that. I got on my season ticket holder gear. I am an Atlanta Falcons season ticket holder. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be an Atlanta Falcons season ticket holder either. I got to see if I can get some clarification as to how that works and who can sign off on me actually being an Atlanta Falcon season ticket holder. I'm not quite for sure how that works, but this is some of my Atlanta Falcons. If you're not a season ticket holder, you can't get it. And Derek Cole and Banks, they all have the official Atlanta Falcons season ticket holder gear as well. I'm just happen to be rocking mine today, ATL. But then we're going to get some clarification, fellas. Don't worry. I'm going to reach out to whoever I need to reach out to get some clarification to make sure we are allowed to do what we're doing when it comes to talking about who's Atlanta and who's not Atlanta, okay? So we're going to move into the drink check, man. I know it's kind of early today on the recording, but we're going to do a drink check, see what everybody's checking in on. Banks, I'm going to kick it over to you first, man. Anything you want to let the people know you sipping on today?
Pretty much, man, y'all. You know me. Went to Old Reliable. Douce, baby. That's my drink. So that's what I'm rocking on today.
That's what's up, man. On the early start today. That's why he got them Isaac Hayes is on Derek O, man. He on the early start today. Solo cupping it, but we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah,
Pass it over.
He don't want us to see those sleepy eyes.
Pass it over to you, Derek O, man. What you got going on this day? I'm not even gonna call a morning, noon, and night. I don't want everybody to know what time this is. So this day, what you got going on?
Well, I can tell you one thing, it's absolutely after 12 o'clock. So
somewhere.
Yeah, so when I went up to my volleyball tournament in Tennessee, I picked up this Ananda Indian Pale Ale out of Memphis, Tennessee. So I'm sipping on that. right there as far as the cool refreshment. And my day to day, my favorite day to day go to is this Buffalo Trace. But I got something I just wanna I'm gonna do like I'm gonna steal one of Leo's thing, but something I just wanna share with the people out there. When I went to California this past weekend, I got this Knob Creek 12 year. So I want to celebrate Knob Creek, and I had ran up on this when I was down there in Cali.
That's what's up, man. Knob Creek 12. Look at you doing it, man. Go, I see you over there, man. I also got to give you a shout out, man, because you've been looking. We both been, I guess, been hunting, man. We've been finding some good stuff, man. So shout out to Derek O, man, on the Knob Creek 12 over there. That's what's up, man. I'm about to come over there and long neck that. I'm gonna come over there and get about 4-5 shots out of that. I'm gonna just let you know.
Yes, sir. You know I got you. You know I got you.
That's what's up, man. So your boy, man. So look, I got a little something special today, man. So Derrico, you already know about this. Banks, I'm gonna school you to a little something that me and Derrico have been a part of for a little minute on social media. Black Bourbon Society, man. Derrico, we've talked about, bourbons that we drink on this show since we started the whole drink check thing, man. And Black Bourbon Society is a group that we're in, and we follow them quite a bit. And they're doing several different things, man. Shout out to the group, man. And I was able to pick up something that's pretty cool. So Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Select is nothing new. It's Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey. It's a single barrel version of it, man. It's a pretty good and pretty smooth version of their Tennessee whiskey. If you hadn't heard of it or hadn't tried it, it's pretty good. But the cool part about this is, man, like I was just talking about Black Bourbon Society, they were able to get a specially selected bottle, and this was sold here in the in the Atlanta area.
The Atlanta area, yeah, the Atlanta area.
Atlanta area. This was sold in the Atlanta area, and it went to a good cause, man. So they put this out at several places here, and it was only like a few bottles that they put out, and your boy was able to grab a bottle. So I don't know if y'all can see it, man. I put it up there a little bit. Black Bourbon Society. So shout out to them. And it's Jack Daniel's Single Barrel, man. I was able to get my hands on that, man. I just wanted to put that out there. It's a little early. So I'm not on that. I'm actually on something that actually is local here in the area, in the ATL area. And this is Hey Man Ale. So anybody that's here in the ATL area, they know about Hey Man Ale. If you listen to 929 The Game, it's our local sports station here. That we have a love-hate relationship with. I mean, I know Banks listens to them quite a bit. I do as well. Derek Cole could take it or leave it. I know, like I said, some of us have a love-hate relationship with that radio station. But Carl Dukes and Mike Bell, they got up with a Coney Brewing, and they made this Hey Man Ale. So that's what I'm on today. Hey Man Ale. Shout out to Carl Dukes and Mike Bell. And guys, we actually a couple of years ago, remember, we got a chance to hang out with Carl Dukes. Probably don't remember. He hang out with so many people. But when we went up to Nashville, Banks, Derrico, and myself, we got a chance to hang out with Carl Dukes up there at the Nashville away game. And that was pretty cool. So that's what I'm on today, fellas. We're going to get right into the show now. We're going to crank this thing on up. If y'all ready to do this, what's up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's get it.
All right. Banks, you ready, man? What's going on? Isaac, you good?
Run it, baby. Run it, baby.
Let's go.
We're on extra chill mode today. What's up?
He gonna probably get fired up in just a minute, man. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to get into, man. You know how he like to do it, man. So let's fire it up, man. We're gonna go ahead. First thing we want to talk about, man, is the Super Bowl, man. We're coming off the heels of the Super Bowl, man. It just went down like a couple of weeks ago. We wanted to talk about that, man, as it pertains to the NFL as a whole, and then talk about that, how it pertains to the home team as well. So Super Bowl just went down a couple of weeks ago out in LA. Derek Cole was out. Should I put that out there, Derek? Can I tell everybody where you were?
Well, I just put it.
Can I do that?
I just talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said you was just out there, but you didn't say, But I say so. Derek Cole was at the Super Bowl, y'all. He was at the Super Bowl. Didn't tell nobody. He just was out there. We called him and was like, "Hey, Derek Cole, man, we're gonna say." So, man, I'm out here at the Super Bowl. I was like, "Damn."
Okay. Just make sure we clear now. I didn't go in the game because my money ain't as long as Banks and Leo, but I was actually in California for the week for the Super Bowl, so we'll get into that later.
Yeah. Okay, that's what he's telling y'all. But we really know the whole deal. I'm not gonna put him out there like that. I'm not gonna put him out there like that, man. But anyway, yeah, man. Super Bowl just went down L.A., man. It was lovely. In case you missed it, in case you were under a rock, man, the Los Angeles Rams took on the Cincinnati Bengals. And the Rams were able to defeat the Bengals 23-20 in a pretty good Super Bowl. Well, mixed opinion. I heard a lot of people say, it's boring. I don't know about that. I was entertained. I don't know about you guys. We'll get into it now. So 23-20, Rams defeat the Bengals. Banks, I'm gonna hand it over to you first, man. Tell me how you felt about this Super Bowl, man, and what you were able to watch.
Just like you, Leo, man, I was pretty entertained, man. I can tell you what's giving me life right now was the fact that everybody's like doing a grill fest on Eli Apple. Everywhere I turn around on Twitter, man, Eli Apple's like the main target, and rightfully so. I mean, what he did to Kansas City was kind of foul, man. I mean, I know it's trash talk, whatever, but listen here, brother, you ain't won nothing. And for you to talk to a team that has won something, it makes you look very foolish, sir. So kind of like tuck your tail in, back away real slow, and just, take that like a man. But other than that, though, man, as for the Super Bowl, man, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that halftime. Holy cow. I was living for the Super Bowl, sir.
Okay, absolutely. Banks telling everybody how old he is and enjoying the halftime show. We'll get into that in just a minute. Derek, oh man, you were there to actually witness it, man, at SoFi. I mean, I'm sorry, wait. You watched it just like we did.
I watched it just like y'all did.
At the stadium, section 355, row 6, seats 2 and 6. I saw the ticket stub.
Yeah, I picked that up on the way. I picked that up when I was down there visiting. When I had walked down the street.
Man, how did you feel about the Super Bowl, man? How did you love it, man?
Well, like I said, like that was the first Super Bowl that, first of all, the first Super Bowl that I actually watched at 3:00, meaning it was 3:00 over there on the West Coast. I've never watched a Super Bowl later than like 6:30 with start time. As usually. So for that was different vibe for me because it was sunny outside and it was warm as I don't know what. It was like maybe like almost 80 degrees that day. So for me, the vibe of the Super Bowl, the city did okay. I just didn't like how they kind of locked down the stadium, so you couldn't really get to the stadium during the week. So I don't know if they just open it up on the weekend or not, but that's the only thing I just hated about that situation, that I couldn't go and get my picture with MJ. That was my whole thing. I wanted to go out there and meet MJ Acosta. If y'all don't know MJ Acosta, look at NFL Network at 7:00 if you got cable. If you ain't got cable, Google it, YouTube or something. So I just wanted to go out.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that I didn't get done. But otherwise, the game was good. It was exciting. And the halftime show, like Banks said, was just incredible off the hook. But it did, put me in my feelings a little bit about what they did to Atlanta during the Super Bowl halftime show. But, hey, I'm going to give them props, but I still got a little salt in it.
I understand. We'll talk about that in just a minute. We'll get into the halftime show since both of you guys brought it up, man. And I will say this much: when the Super Bowl was here in Atlanta, I had an opportunity to go down for a couple of events back in 2019 when we had it here. And yes, the NFL does not play about Super Bowl in their venues, man. I will say that much. So, I don't know where all our listeners are from, but if the Super Bowl gets into your city, like literally, like where they have the events, the NFL does not play. They bring in their people to do everything. Like they literally take it all over. I know at Mercedes-Benz, they wrapped the stadium, which was pretty cool. They had all they pretty much put a wrap over the whole entire Mercedes-Benz stadium and put all the graphics up and everything. And they just put up like a perimeter, like it's almost as if like the president or something was coming. Like you couldn't get within so many feet of that damn stadium. And then if you were going to any of the other events, like when it was here in 2019, we had the opportunity to go to the NFL experience where you get to go and see all of the trophies and all of the stuff, the hoopla that comes with the Super Bowl when it's in the city. They secure that down too, lock that down. Do you have a ticket? If you don't have a ticket, back your behind back. So yeah, NFL does a crazy job of securing these venues and doing everything they do for the game. And shout out to them for making it, because the name of the game is safety, right? So Derek, you brought up a good point, man. They definitely locked it down and made it all safe for everybody, man. So that's one of the things that the NFL does, man. When they bring the Super Bowl to your city, they're gonna lock it down. So if you ain't got no business being down there, don't go, because you would not be welcome at all. I'm gonna let you know that now, firsthand account. You will not be welcome if you try to go anywhere near that stadium or anywhere near an event they're having without a ticket. They will turn you around really, really quickly. So listen, since we didn't put it,
does that really, really quickly count that you just
it
did?
counts. Let's go ahead and
Okay.
do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. That counts. That still counts. All right. So since we didn't put it in the outline, but we're gonna talk about it. Super Bowl halftime show. I thought it was pretty cool, because I guess I'm of the age to remember when all these people were like doing it and on the scene. It's funny. I had somebody talk to me about how like we used to watch the Super Bowl maybe 10 or 15 years ago, and they used to bring these artists out. I think he did. I think Banks did take a shot. He did. He took a shot. I don't know if you were paying attention, Derek. He did. But so, we used to watch the Super Bowl 10, 15 years ago. Sometimes they would bring out artists that were just not relevant at the time. And we would always make the joke, like, who is this? Who is the who is all these people that they're bringing out? Now, I guess I had a younger generation that I was watching the game with here at the house, and they were like looking at the screen like, who are these people? And now I guess we are of the age where the artists that were performing at this year's Super Bowl were relevant around our time. Outside of Kendrick Lamar, I guess, who's relatively new to the scene, the rest of these artists are kind of seasoned. So, but I enjoyed the halftime show. I felt like they really did a great job. Of course, they did give it to the city of LA. They gave it to Dr. Dre, who's a native of Compton, and let him do his thing, man. Shout out to Dr. Dre, who just, if you don't know who Dr. Dre is, then obviously you've been, I don't know, I can't tell you, Google him. Google the man. The man is a legend, a musical genius. He is. He really is a musical genius. Banks, I'm going to take it over to you. How excited were you to see Dr. Dre do this, man, and the artists that he brought out? Of course, Eminem, 50 Cent, Mary J. I think I saw Anderson .Paak up there playing the drums at one point, man. Just saw a lot of stuff going on with this Super Bowl halftime show, man. So, you said you enjoyed it, man. Tell us how you felt, man, seeing all of these artists and what Dr. Dre was able to do. And can't forget Snoop.
Well, the thing is with me, man, like you just said, man, it was pretty much, going back in time, when I was in middle school to hear, Snoop and hear Dre, and then Mary came out there, and then $1.50 came out there, 50 Cent. He was kind of on a chunky side. But again, even with that, it was welcoming. Kendrick Lamar, all of it, as a whole, as come together, it really set the scene for me, as it did LA justice, and too much, it wasn't a lot overbearing, but it was just enough, and I thought it was very tasteful for me. And a lot of people, had a lot of negative comments about it, and I, take it for what it is. And nobody's gonna be happy, completely happy about the Super Bowl. Halftime show. You could have had, unlike Atlanta, Maroon 5, and people were upset about it. So it's you can't satisfy everybody.
Nah, man. I think the NFL, they got it. They did. And they're being a little more progressive in their approach with what they're trying to do. Can they be more progressive? Absolutely. That's a whole nother topic of conversation that we need to talk about. Maybe we'll do that here, moving forward, if we can get the frequency of the show better. But I think the NFL did a good job. Obviously, there are always some constraints on what you can and cannot do. I think after it was all said and done, Dr. Dre and some of the artists said that, the NFL were very, very, they were very, very straight as to what they wanted to see and what they want to happen and what they didn't want to happen. I think they gave them a list of like, hey, look, this is what we want to see. This is what we don't want you to don't do this, that, and the third. But I think there was some things that, I want to say Eminem, made a stance when he was up there performing, which I thought was pretty cool. Whatever, if a lot of people saw what he did, he took the knee. It was cool. I enjoyed it. Derek Cole, how did you feel about it, man?
I mean, it was absolutely hype. I mean, don't forget now, if I'm sitting in someone's house who's actually living in California, so the vibe was totally different. So they were straight geeked about the whole LA mantra and scene with Dr. Dre, Snoop being there as headline the Super Bowl. I mean, it was straight entertainment for me. I enjoyed Dr. Dre. I always enjoy Snoop and Mary J. Is Mary J, the Queen of Soul. That's what I'm gonna call her. Or I'll say R&B. I can't take the Queen of Soul. That's my girl Aretha.
I was about to say, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and auto correct that. So yeah, it was entertaining to me. Like I said, I didn't have a problem with it, except what I said about Atlanta. We could have been in the same situation. But it is what it is. But I can guarantee
hey, man,
you this:
but hold up, hold up.
when it comes back to Atlanta, they better make sure it's right. That's all I got.
But you got, but what I was about to say is, Derek, you gotta be very careful, right? Because we want to make sure we make sure that we put Atlanta in there, and what's not Atlanta can't be in there, right? We want to be very specific about that.
But I can guarantee you, it was not Maroon 5.
Okay, but like you said, when it comes back, we want to make sure it's specific Atlanta and not Atlanta. So we want to make sure that the Super Bowl halftime show, if they decide to do Atlanta, it's Atlanta. Banks.
Well, we go ahead and just cancel Super Bowl here then, because there's no rapper that's from Atlanta. I mean, Big Boy's from Savannah. You can ask anybody, any rapper that's from College Park. That's not Atlanta. That's pretty much that covers everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's, ATL, rappers, whatever. So yeah, let's bring back the Maroon 5s of the world and
pretty
Cyndi
much,
Lauper.
right?
I mean, whoever else out there. But no, you ain't gonna see a
Reba McEntire. So yeah, we can't,
let's go ahead and get ready for that. So
we can't do Atlanta.
ATL. Oh yeah, and Ludacris. He's from Illinois.
He's from Illinois, man.
Yeah, so Gucci that's not Atlanta.
Gucci Man from Birmingham.
Yeah, that's not.
21 Savage is from England. Like, we can't. Yeah, ain't nobody. Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, we done had our fun with that, man. Super Bowl, man. Halftime show. That's what's up. So hey guys, let's get into some meat of it, man. Let's get into the game and what this means for the NFL and how this is going to affect us moving forward. So Derek, I'm gonna come to you first with this, man, and I'm gonna talk about it a little bit, man, before I get your thoughts and opinions on this. Rams, they take this, they win this, man. The Rams' blueprint to winning this Super Bowl, man, was different. It was very different as to how it's been in years past. We all know that the NFL, man, is about parity. We know that the salary cap is a big thing in the NFL, man. So building your team, you have to be very, very strategic about building your team and how you make your path towards winning the championship. And the Rams took a very, very direct and strategic approach to doing this. The Rams, we talked about the Super Bowl being here in Atlanta in 2019. The Rams were there. They faced the New England Patriots in that Super Bowl. Now we get to 4 years later, and they're back again. If I did my math right, what is that right? 4 years. 2020, 3 years, 3 or 4 years. We're gonna say, I don't leave it at that, man. Round it off, whatever the case may be. But they come back and they're back in 3 years. They're back into the Super Bowl, man, and this go around. And basically what they did was they built off of what they had already been doing. And you can even go back further than that. We can go back 2 years before that when the Falcons actually played them in the playoffs. I want to say in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, out there in LA. They were building on that team. They had already had, I guess, guys like Aaron Donald, and they were trying to build and trying to make their way to the Super Bowl. Obviously, with their coach, man, and with Sean McVay and doing what they were doing. So now they win it. They take a direct approach. They gamble. They do what we call riverboat gamble. They give up a lot to get what they want to do this. Matthew Stafford comes in. They trade Jared Goff. They bring in Matthew Stafford from Detroit. I'm sorry, they bring in Matthew Stafford from Detroit. They trade Jared Goff to Detroit. They bring in Von Miller from Denver. They brought in a couple of years ago Jalen Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey, they brought him in. They bring in Odell from Cleveland. I mean, they took a direct approach. They gave up a lot of draft picks in order to do this, in order to put this trophy in the case. So I guess my question is, with the approach that the Rams took to get to this championship, is this something, because this is a copycat league, we always say that kind of tongue in cheek about everything in the NFL, man. Is this something that we're going to see other teams try to copy, like, and say, hey, the Rams riverboat, they gambled it all. They gambled their future to put that trophy in the case. Can we do the same thing?
You asking me that? I won't say that technically it was a riverboat gamble. I mean, the blueprint in NFL is build through the draft, supplementing free agency. And I just felt that's what they did. They built through the draft and they supplemented in free agency and when some folks were available during the season. I mean, they didn't give up a lot of money on contracts because Von Miller contract, if I'm not mistaken, was 1 year. Odell Beckham's contract was 1 year. They did give Ramsey a multi-year contract. Of course, they had to give Stafford a multi-year contract. So if you're talking about those 4 people or 5 people, they didn't give up a lot of later on capital as far as money concerned. Yeah, they gave us some draft picks, which is, I'm going to go with what Les Snead said. You know what he said about them draft picks? He said, F them draft picks. Because you know why? Them draft picks would have brought them a Super Bowl in 2021. So I kind of agree with it. I don't say it's going to be a copycat thing, but I know that people are already kind of using that formula. They just got to hit. That's the thing. You just got to hit with it. And if you miss, then it's on you setting back your franchise. But they didn't do that, so I'm happy for them. I like what they did. They built through the draft and supplemented in free agency.
That's why I say it's a gamble, man, because like you said, man, you have to hit on it. I mean, part of this you have to have some riverboat gambler in your blood in order for this to work. Because if you're not willing to say, hey, if you're not willing to push all your chips in and say I'm all in, it's not going to work. If you have any intrepidation, if you have any feeling of this is not going to work, this is not for you. That's a real gutsy call to, like you said, man. You built in the draft. You were able to get players like Aaron Donald, and you were able to get guys like Cooper Kupp to come in and solidify your team. But like you said, you had to really, really go in. I mean, to me personally, I will say this much, man. It's a gamble to go out and get a Matthew Stafford, man, to say, hey, this is the quarterback that's going to take us over the hump to win that trophy, because he went to the Super Bowl with Jared Goff, right? And obviously they felt like he wasn't that guy. And it was a complete gamble to go out and bring in I don't want to say, a seasoned quarterback like Matthew Stafford, to say he's our guy that's going to take us over the hump, right? I'm happy for Matthew Stafford, man, because he went through a lot up there in Detroit, man. But that, you just don't know what you're going to get, man, when you do make a move like that. I mean, we all want to say now that it was genius. And like you said, Les Snead was able to say F them picks. But I mean, this could have went horribly wrong. It really could have. It could have went off the rails, man. The Bengals were probably an offensive line away from making that happen. You know what I'm saying, for the Rams. And so I'm gonna pass that over to you, Banks, man. As we just heard Derrico talk about the upside of what the Rams did, man. Banks, let's talk about how this could have went. It could have went away, and how they could have really put their franchise back for a minute. So I want you to talk about a little bit about how, yeah, they were successful, but if this gamble would have struck out, man, where this would have left the LA Rams.
It would have put the Rams back. It would have set them back. Well, not too far back. I mean, it wasn't like they gambled on the whole team. You know, the core of the Rams was there. They went to the Super Bowl with you said the quarterback. His name escapes me, but he was
Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. He was just there. They were just there. So all they needed was a quarterback. That's it. Matthew Stafford was the deciding factor to get the Rams to where they needed to be. And I don't believe in, if you talk about riverboat gambling, only thing they gambled on was a quarterback. they just added Von Miller, and they just added OGB, Beckham.
ODB. Beckham.
They come,
So
but
not to cut you off, they did gamble. They gave up draft picks to get Stafford, to get Odell Beckham, and to get my man from the Broncos. I just said his name and it
Von
escapes me.
Miller,
Just that Von Miller. They did give up draft picks to get those guys in here.
But just those, though. I mean, it was just those players. You know, I don't believe that they would have been set back that far. I mean, when you draft a guy like Aaron Donald, you know, they had guys on the defensive line that shined because of him. And we know firsthand because we had him, and he's a bust, and now he's out of here. So what I'm saying is, you know, when you get a guy like Aaron Donald, who's a anchor for that defense, you know, that's a once in a generational player. You know, he came in and he transformed the face of that defense. You know, you had Jalen Ramsey who came in. Call him what you want, but he did his job for the season. You know, Cooper Kupp, call him what you want, but he did his job for the season. You know, they had other receivers who got hurt, but it was the next man up for that organization. You know, for the most I can say about that franchise, they did it right. And they built the trenches up, and they just found a quarterback, let's say somebody with a strong arm, to come in and take us where we needed to be, and that was Matthew Stafford.
I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, like I said, man, you know, and I say loosely gamble because, I mean, in the NFL, right, all of it, nothing is for certain, right, in the NFL, man. Whether you take a free agent or a draft pick, we've seen this firsthand. We all talk about, man, you got to hit on the draft. But, I mean, the draft is literally a gamble. Like, you scout these guys, you look at these guys, you look at film, you have personnel, scouts, but you don't know what they're gonna do until they put on a uniform and play for your team, man. So yeah, the Rams had good fortune in drafting guys like Cooper Kupp, man. I can't speak enough about Cooper Kupp, man, because this guy was like a third round pick, if I'm not mistaken, out of Eastern Washington. His story is crazy. It's ridiculous as to how he made his way into the NFL, and now he is the triple crown. I mean, this dude was literally the best receiver in the NFL, hands down. And when you talk about the game, man, Cooper Kupp single-handedly, when the Rams needed a play, when the Rams needed something in the clutch offensively, man, it was Cooper Kupp. It was Sean McVay put the ball in his hands, man. That guy literally, from an offensive standpoint, took them over to win that ship. 4th and 1, you don't run a power play. What do? You run a freaking a wide receiver kind of jet sweep, give it to Cooper Kupp and let him get the first down. You know, you're on the goal line, you need a touchdown. What do? You throw the jump ball up one-on-one, back over the banks with Eli Apple, who won that matchup, right? So yeah, man, you know, it's all a gamble, and I think that everything paid off, man, for the Rams and getting this because, like, you know, realistically, man, they don't have a first round draft pick to 2024. Like you said, Les Snead said, you know, F them picks, and that's a done deal. So, you know, they got the trophy in the case now, man. No matter what happens now, they got the trophy in the case, and they're going to move forward and do what they need to do. So, look, we're going to move here, and I want to talk about something before we move to the next topic, man, because this time is ticking on us here. I want to talk about something that's pretty funny. And, Banks, I'm going to kick it over to you first here, man. We got social media today is crazy, man. We get a chance to see firsthand what happens, you know, in everything, you know, that happens around, right? So Rams have their Super Bowl parade a couple of days after they win the ship, right? LA. I want to talk about this LA fan base for a minute. And it's kind of pertinent because I want to talk about the Atlanta fan base. I want to talk about other fan bases around the league, right? Rams win the Super Bowl. Crazy. You know, Derek was there at the game. You know, he keeps saying he was at somebody's house. But Rams win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl parade comes up. We get firsthand accounts on Twitter of the Rams Super Bowl parade. And man, was it horribly disappointing. I mean, yeah, they had the championship parade through the city of LA, but man, usually when we see championship parades, because fellas, we were all in attendance to see our Atlanta Braves World Series parade downtown Atlanta. I'm not gonna get into the specifics as what happened, but that was a huge crowd of people, a lot of people there in attendance downtown and in Cobb County for the Atlanta Braves World Series parade. I saw a bunch of pictures, a bunch of tweets, a bunch of videos on social media for this Rams parade, and it was sad. Banks, I'm gonna give it over to you first, man. Um, what say you about this parade and this fan base in LA, man? What's up?
Only thing I can say about that, and I think you all can agree with me, that if that would have been the Falcons, Atlanta would never. Let me tell you something. LA is a basketball city. They love Lakers. They love their Dodgers. Rams, I mean, let's take it back in time, fellas. Remember when the Raiders were there and the Rams were there? And who were the predominant team? It was the Raiders. They love their Raiders. I still hear LA natives talk about the Raiders. That's their team, you know. The Rams was always that secondary team, always, you know, and then Rams come back with the Chargers, and then supposedly the Chargers are the secondary team. No, you have two secondary teams because the Rams is not that team in that city. Let's take it back further. If you watch the LA team or when the new stadium, SoFi Stadium, opened up, and then you know the LA Rams came in, and the fans was excited, and then each week you'll see more fans of the opposing team take over that stadium. That NFC Championship was a disgrace. LA fans, I'm calling you out. You should never, and I mean never, let another team's fan take over your stadium in an NFC championship. It's the right to play in the Super Bowl. And you mean to tell me their fans took over your stadium? It's all cute in the regular season, but not the NFC championship. Like I said, Atlanta would never. When Green Bay played the NFC championship and they said Green Bay was going to take over, I think not. That Georgia Dome was nothing but red and black. You had your Packer fans there, but Falcon fans stood up that game. And like I said, the parade, as much as I want to clown the Braves parade about the drive by, we turned out in droves. You best believe that.
Derek, man, you want to speak on this? Because, like I said, and the reason I'm speaking on this before I give it to you, man, is because we get a lot of flack, man, of being fans of these teams here, man. The knock is the Atlanta fan base is whack. The Atlanta doesn't have true fans. Atlanta, you know, we've heard this living here for a long time, and then you turn around and you see what's going on in LA. I just think it's pertinent to talk about, man, because it's like it's almost like, okay, we're going to look past that. We're going to look over that. But when it comes to us, if there's any little, if we do anything just a little bit offbeat, people want to talk about us. But it's almost like they kind of gave LA a pass. Like we saw the stuff on social media, Derek. We saw the videos, we saw the pictures. Why was the national media not all over this? Why didn't they bring this to the forefront, man? And is this, like Banks just said, is this just LA for you? Is this just the norm?
I won't say it's the norm. It's just one. The NFL has a headquarter out in LA, so the NFL has vested interest in LA, the LA market surviving for the second, third, whatever time that has been. So trust me, the NFL don't want to see anything negative about what's going on with the football teams in the NFL. So them seeing that, I'm pretty sure you always got positions of power where you can kind of quell some things that are going on in the media. You got your own network. You think the NFL was going to say something negative about the fans not showing up to celebrate a Super Bowl in LA when they pitched and bitched a fit about moving back to LA. Everything they talked about leading up to the Super Bowl was LA this, LA that. Oh, SoFi Stadium this. Oh, LA, the superstars, all this. All it is a big show, a big front. I know you had used the word in the outline, front runners. The NFL is a front runner. It's LA. So it's about the glitz and glam. All they talked about during the Super Bowl was who was in attendance at the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying?
The
That's all they
celebrities
cared about. So if you got
that weren't
right.
at any other game but the Super Bowl.
So
All the players that came out for the game, correct?
did anybody expect to see the folks that was sitting in the stadium lined up for the Super Bowl parade? Do you expect anybody that was on the A list in LA the whole week to show up for the Super Bowl parade? I mean, come on. The ones that would have shown up for the Super Bowl parade probably had to work, and they use that as a good excuse. Work, couldn't get off or whatever. It's just that. I mean, it's LA. LA is similar to Atlanta in that aspect as far as we too busy to do X, Y, Z. But
Be
there's
careful
no
how you
excuse.
be careful how you sling that name around.
I know.
Banks,
But
I'm gonna take it over.
yeah, there's no excuse for them not to show up like they did because after the game, the city streets was on fire. So I just don't get it.
Okay, and one thing we want to correct, man. Odell was not he wasn't there was no picks given to Cleveland for him. He was a free agent. Banks, I'm gonna give it to you, man. Before we close this out, move on to the next segment. Go ahead.
And going back to what y'all was saying about the celebrities that was in LA in the Super Bowl, if you remember that Super Bowl and they did a celebrity check, if you will, segment on, between like plays, whatever, every last celebrity that they spotlighted was doing something else besides watching the game. They were talking to each other, they were texting. You saw I forgot what's his name, Brad Pitt. He was talking to somebody and he had his back turned to the field. It's like it was who's who in a stadium of celebs, and they wanted to be seen. It wasn't about the game. They didn't care about that Rams team. I take offense to that. Like Leo said, when it comes to Atlanta sports, they will find the smallest thing and run with it. If the Falcons was in the Super Bowl inside Mercedes-Benz Stadium, I will guarantee you that every celebrity that's from Atlanta will be invested. Maybe I'm being biased, but I think Atlanta hits different when we're on the stage or in our home stadium and our fans. It won't be no, okay, yeah, it's cute and everything. Yeah, we're here. No, we're invested. We're here. We want this win. And after the game, you would have seen a big party down P Street, and that's a fact, Jack.
Absolutely. I think that we've been conditioned that way. Now, I mean, especially for us guys, we've grown up and we've grown into this. So now, because of what has happened and us being conditioned to feel as though we're inferior to when it comes to these other sports towns, we go above and beyond. And I know for a fact you all do the same thing I do. When we go places outside of the metro Atlanta area, we represent just a little harder, right? We wear our hat just a little harder. We take that extra Falcons or that extra Brave shirt just because we want to let everybody know, that's who we are and that's what we do. Like, I don't think LA has that same pride. Banks, to hit on your point, yes, it's the Lakers, it's the Dodgers. But when it comes to, but we hit it for the Braves, we hit it for the Hawks, we hit it for the Falcons, and we hit it for United. We don't pick and choose where we want to lie. I think that that's just what we do, and that's just our makeup. Derico, and we're going to move on.
I'm glad you brought that up. Shockingly, I was surprised. I don't know why, but I saw several Atlanta Falcons fans in LA. Shout out to Inglewood, California. Y'all put on a heck of a concert series for 3 days straight. So I just want to put a shout out and a plug for Inglewood, the whole city, not LA. So we could get into that right quick too. It was Inglewood. That's where the stadium is. It's in Inglewood. It's not in the city of Los Angeles. So let's go ahead and put that out there for all these people talking about Atlanta this and this side
let's
of
be
town.
technical.
Yeah,
let's be technical. Let's be technical. Let's be technical, man. Let's be technical. Inglewood ain't had nothing to do. Inglewood and not Los Angeles, like Derico said. Since we being technical now. We want to be technical about everything. Let's just make sure we're direct in what we're saying. All right, fellas, moving on here. We got a couple other topics to get forward, man. Having a good time with this episode here. Everything is going great. Next topic of conversation. NBA All-Star Weekend just passed. Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know. This might be a speed bump in the show today, man. So really, I had to catch myself. I don't want to get nobody drunk today. I don't want to get nobody drunk today. So listen, NBA All-Star Weekend, I don't know how you guys felt about it, man, but, it's become increasingly a disappointment for me, man. And I say that because I've been around for a while. I can't speak for the millennials and the Gen Zs. I can't speak for that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little older and I'm a little seasoned. So I remember what the NBA All-Star Weekend used to be. Okay, I remember what it used to be. And Derrico, you and I had a conversation yesterday about how Atlanta got hosted again. We hosted the NBA. If you didn't know, Atlanta hosted the NBA All-Star Weekend. Was it last year or was it 2020? It was last year, 2021. We hosted it 2021, and we didn't get the fanfare as we should have gotten when it comes to the NBA All-Star Weekend. If you didn't know, NBA All-Star Weekend is a big. So let me make sure I say this right. The festivities surrounding the All-Star game are a big deal because everybody, the who's who, like Banks, we were talking about LA, the who's who always goes to, whether it's in Denver, Colorado, or whether it's in Miami, Florida, they're going to show up for All-Star Weekend, NBA All-Star Weekend. But I just feel like, man, as we talk about this for just a second, that the NBA All-Star Weekend has just lost its luster. Yeah, the events around the NBA All-Star Weekend are pretty cool. The celebrities come out, they have parties, they do what they do, and it all culminates into that game on that Sunday, and that's turned into a funky, hot moving mess as well. But I just think the NBA they're gonna have to rethink this, and I don't know, because maybe the new generation of NBA fan wants this. I don't know. I'm a little old school, and maybe I'm not progressive thinking like the new school players are. And I'm gonna get this over to Banks here first, so we can talk a few about the All-Star Weekend. But Banks, man, I guess I'm in my nostalgia of reminiscing about the old days of NBA All-Star Weekend and how you used to get just that feeling of it's NBA All-Star Weekend. It's the slam dunk contest. It's a 3-point shootout. It's going to be a real showing of all-stars out there playing in that game, man. Some real box out rebounding type situation when it came to the All-Star game, and seeing that, man. I just don't have that anymore. And I think this weekend kind of the stamp of approval of me not even caring about the exhibition that is the NBA All-Star game and the events, the televised events that come with it, Banks. I don't know how you feel about it, but you can let me know.
Listen, they got too far away from where it came from. When you start having a Marcus Ferguson in a slam dunk contest, and you probably say, who the hell is Marcus Ferguson? My point exactly. You bring back the stars, man. Put the stars back in the slam dunk contest. LeBron, I'm calling you out. Get back in there. That's what people want to see. They want to see you.
Man, LeBron like 55, man.
I don't care. But what
you
I'm saying,
get back. Has he ever gotten into the slam dunk contest?
Hold on, but that's what I'm saying. That's not a problem. When back in the day, when you had Jordan, you had Meek, you know what I'm saying? You had the stars in the slam dunk contest because they wanted to prove that they brand. You understand what I'm saying? These stars, and I say that loosely, now in the NBA, they so soft, they so, I don't want to do that. That's not my style, blah, 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 blah. But yet you want to be the face of the league. No, but you keep bringing in these booty poop guys that's playing for the Memphis Grizzlies or the Sacramento Kings that we never heard of in the slam dunk contest, slamming in Timberland boots and jumping over cars and stuff. Listen here, get back to where you were. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way people are gonna pay attention. I for one did not watch now one dunk in that slam dunk contest. I just went to social media and I kept seeing post after post after post. Trash, 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 trash. That's a problem. And the NBA falls on you. This is what you put out. This is what you want. You want a trash review of your slam dunk contest, fix it. Do something about it. Each year you keep going. How many times are you going to do the same dunk?
I
How many
mean,
times are you going to keep doing the same? Let me bring the mascot out. Mascot, hold the ball up. I mean, how many times are you going to do this? We've seen this already.
I agree. Hey, Banks, I'm gonna pass it over to Derrico so we can move on here. Derrico, how did you feel about this, man? Do you feel like, man, the NBA needs to kind of reevaluate this whole situation when it comes to the All-Star Weekend?
I don't know about the whole weekend, but I can just say, particularly, the slam dunk contest is just trash. It's just trash. And like Banks said, I mean, we got to be honest with ourselves too. There's so many dunks you can do. So if that's the case, then just scrap it. I mean, the 3-point contest was more entertaining than the dunk contest. I mean, who was what's his dude name? Toppin, like from New
Obi
York,
Toppin.
Obi
Obi
Toppin.
Toppin.
I mean, that's who won the dunk contest doing a 360 windmill. That's what you won, doing a 360 windmill, like or between the legs dunk. I mean, trash. You had contestants taking 18,000 minutes to complete one dunk, and then you still missed the dunk. So you had,
Someone didn't even get a dunk. They took the whole time up and still didn't get put the ball in the hoop.
When you got multiple folks scoring all sixes, meaning that's the lowest score you can get is a 6, then something's wrong. When I saw old boy out there dancing, about to put on his little Timberland boots, I said, we in for a hot mess. We're in for a hot mess. And that hot mess did not disappoint. But as far as All-Star Weekend, I think they do it better than any other professional sports as far as putting on the All-Star game. So I'm going to give the NBA that. They understand their assignment as far as the entertainment, the parties and all that good stuff. But the slam dunk contest is done. It's a wrap. It's a wash.
I don't even think the NBA really has anything to do with the outside stuff that goes on. I just think that's just the culture of the league. I think that a lot of people like to follow the NBA. I mean, when you talk about, the NBA and the stars that it attracts, man, that just comes with the territory, man. I will say this much: outside of Major League Baseball, man, I think that this is probably the most, I guess, entertaining exhibition game that you can say. I mean, Steph Curry shot the lights out. If you didn't get to watch the game out, didn't get to watch the actual All-Star game, man, Steph Curry was like just sick with it last night, just shooting the lights out, man. I got to give a shout out to our hometown guy, Trey Young. He competed in the 3-point. He was,
Ice Trey.
I want to say Ice Trey the gang, you know what I'm saying? Do the little, gotta do it. This is his second or third. Is his second or third, fellas? Second All-Star game, man. He was in starting this go round.
Should have been.
I know should have been 3. I know there's a lot of hate around that too. I don't want to get into it, man. I just want to give Trey his love, man, for making it to the All-Star game. Competed in the 3-point shootout. Almost got it, man. But the man, my man Carl Anthony Thomas, I was joking, man. We were talking about this earlier, and I think I talked to you and I talked to Banks about this, man. How you gonna let a 7'11" guy win a 3-point shootout? He's a great set shooter. Not taking anything away from him, man. He's a great set shooter. He was able to put, I want to say, 29 points up on the board, man. It was a hard act to follow. Trey had to chase that down. I think he got 27, man. But yeah, he did a great job, man. I'm not not mad at that, man. Slam dunk contest trash. Absolutely. I want to second both of you guys on the slam dunk contest trash. NBA, go back to the drawing board with that. Figure out how you all can do that better and give us a better product, man. We sitting up here Saturday night at 11 o'clock watching dudes put on Timbs and miss 17 dunks to get 6s. Like, trash, absolute trash, man. We went from, and we from the old school era of why we were able to watch Neat against Jordan. You know what I'm saying? We watched guys like Harold Miner, Spud Webb, Vince Carter. We watched D Brown. We watched some real dunkers, some real creativity, some real slam dunk contests that meant a lot, man, and was just pretty cool to see. Now it's just went into whatever. Derrico, I'll give it to you just for a minute, and we're going to move on to the next topic before we close this thing out.
I just want to say, I was pulling for Cat. That dude is going through some stuff. And when you got like a whole weight of the world on your shoulders, that dude was just in a zone, and he deserved to get that W. So I appreciated that for Cat because of what he's gone through with his family, especially his mom.
It's absolutely, man. COVID just, I think, went through his whole entire family, if I'm not mistaken, man. He lost several family members over the last couple of years to that, man. So shout out to him, man. I was happy to see him pull that off, man, for real. So we're gonna move a little bit forward, man. NBA All-Star Weekend. I want to give it 2 thumbs down as I just dropped all of my stuff over here on the side, but 2 thumbs down for NBA All-Star Weekend, I guess. I don't know. But look, we're gonna move into the next segment here, man, as we close this thing out, man. Fellas, we hadn't talked about this in quite some time, but we're gonna talk about it today. Let me come back up here. Got to pick up my stuff. Here we go. It's soccer time, fellas. It is soccer time. MLS. Both of you, I guess I didn't pick up on it, man, because both of you all are decked out in y'all soccer attire, ready to go for it. You know, got the concrete strawberry over there, Banks over there with his footy mob attire, ready to go, man. As we come up on the season opener for Atlanta United as they take on Sporting KC here coming up this weekend, man. MLS opener, man. So the preseason is over. Atlanta United got a chance to go down to Mexico. Guadalajara, that we took on the Georgia Revolution, and then as of recently, man, went over to Birmingham and took on the Birmingham Legion and was able to come out with a W over there, man. Preseason is over. I'm going to give it to you first here, Derrico, before I talk about something else that just happened that's very special, because I want to get Banks' take on that. But I'm going to bring it to you first. This squad, man, we talked about this off air. It's a mystery kind of, right? I mean, if you don't follow soccer strongly, and just to give before I give it to you, man, the MLS, man, there's a lot of moving pieces in the MLS, man. MLS is not the strongest league in the world when it comes to professional soccer, right? I mean, this is a bounce around league. A lot of people cut their teeth here and then they move on to other places, i.e. Europe, because that's where you want to be if you're a soccer player. That's where you're going to get the big money. That's where you're going to get the exposure, is moving over to Europe. So there's a lot of turnover a lot of times in the MLS. The MLS has been a league of players trying to get to Europe or people that have done a great deal in Europe finishing their careers over here in the MLS. So with that being said, man, there's a lot of turnover with this Atlanta United roster. So I'm gonna bring it to you first, Derrico, man. With just looking at this roster and looking at, because we did bring back some guys from last year, some familiar people. Of course, the Kang is coming back, man. Guys like George Campbell, Miles Robinson, Aruju, of course, Brad Guzan back at goal. But then there's a lot of turnover and a lot of new faces and a lot of new guys here, man. So with that being said, man, how do you feel about us moving into this season?
I'm actually excited because of the unknown. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like just even watching some of the preseason games or looking at some of the highlights from the preseason games, one thing I can see that we are doing, we're scoring goals. That's the name of the game. That's what we were missing last year and the year before that, is scoring goals consistently. That's what made us champions, because we get the ball in the back of the nets. And that's what I'm excited about. So these young cats coming in, these new folks coming in, I'm eager to learn more about this Atlanta United team than I have in previous years, because you got some young players and you got some players that's coming from overseas that a lot of us probably don't know a lot about. But for me, that's the good thing about this squad this year, is the unknown. So I'm actually going to be watching with anticipation that we're going to shock the MLS season.
That's what's up, man. A couple of big names that we lost. George Bello made his way over to the Bundesliga over there. Also, Ezekiel Barco currently out on loan down in South America. So we brought in a couple of other guys here on the roster. I don't know if Banks wants to kind of elaborate with some of the new guys that he's seen and what he wants to talk about as far as this new roster, man, because we brought in some guys that I think were very key into doing what we need to do. Of course, obviously, this is going to be the first full year with our new head coach, and getting to see what he can produce on the field. So, Banks, I'm going to turn it over to you, man. How do you feel about this roster and the turnover, and what do you look forward to seeing this season?
Woo! Oh boy. I'm gonna be honest with you, fellas. I haven't really been watching, and that's shame on me. As for the new guys coming in, just kind of piggyback what Derrico said, man. Just kind of just go with the unknown and see what we got. This new coach came in, man. We made a push and went to the playoffs and faced off with NYFC. And I tell you what, man, for what the season was, I was quite proud the way they fought and they got back to that spot. Um, and shout out to Atlanta United, man. I don't know if this was said or not. Maybe this is the drink talking, but you guys opened the door for Atlanta for this championship barrage that we got going on over here with the Braves and the Bulldogs. You know, no one's talked about United. United was the first one to open the door, but I digress. Um, as for now, I'm just going to sit back and watch. Kind of excited just to see where we end up, see what these new guys bring to the table.
Absolutely, man. Should be exciting times, man. Open up the season right here in Mercedes-Benz in the city against Sporting KC, man. Gonna be pretty cool here coming up here this weekend, this Sunday coming up, man. Yeah, Banks is a very disappointing. We actually made it to the playoffs, man. Got up there, had to face the NYC FC team that did what? They actually took the whole thing, right? So it's like, man, we have big expectations, man. Atlanta United came out very, very hot. They came out, very, very strong off the gate, man. Second year in existence, won a championship, and I think that spoiled us all. Banks, I go back to that very, very first game that we went to, man, at Bobby Dodd, man. The expectations were set high then. 50, 60,000 people, man. It was crazy. And they have not disappointed us yet. They have pushed the product out there. And have just made it, a wonderful and a spectacular experience for all of the fans, man, and just really have pushed it, man. Shout out to Darren Eels, and I know a lot of people don't like Carlos Bocanegra, but he's been an integral part of building these teams and bringing in these players to get these championships, man. Because it's not hard, it's not easy in the MLS. Like we just talked about it, a lot of moving pieces, a lot of different people coming in and out. You want to, the thing about MLS is, man, you want to showcase yourself. You want to build yourself and maybe move your brand somewhere else. Derrico, we had a conversation about one of the only players that is here in Atlanta and is representing Atlanta, is just taking on a persona of the whole city is Joseph Martinez. He's Atlanta. He'll be here until he retires. Derrico, I'm sorry.
I got to give two now. I can't let you do my boy Trey like that. Trey don't embrace this city.
Hey man, Trey has embraced the city. I give you that, man. But Trey's at the highest level, and of course, he's still pushing his brand. But I think it's safe to say, as far as we know, we're not going to see Joseph Martinez play probably for another team here in MLS. Nope. I mean, I can't say the same. I can't say the same thing about Trey. I hope Trey is here forever, man. I hope Trey ends his career here in Atlanta. I really do. And I hope we can build a lot around him, man. But for Joseph, man, who's actually been, Joseph was in Europe. He played for Roma. He's kind of winding down his career, but we know for a fact that he's going to be here. So I'm just like you guys, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what this new roster turnover is going to look like and what we're going to do. I was able to watch the Birmingham game on yesterday. I saw some good stuff, man. Saw some attacking football. Saw Joseph get his legs up under him and score 2 goals over there in Birmingham. So I'm excited, man. Derrico, I think he'll be in the building with me next week. Banks, I don't know if you'll be in the building with me next week, man, but I know you'll definitely be tuned in, man, and you'll be all in, man, as far as watching it and seeing what's up, man. So last thing I want to talk about really with Atlanta United before we end this show here, man, because I know Banks is just so excited about talking about this. You can look at his face right now. If you're watching this on YouTube, man, he's so excited about me talking about this new thing here, man. And we're all in when it comes to our sports teams. We support them through and through. And part of that means we spend money on merchandise. A lot of money on merchandise when it comes to these teams. A lot of money when it comes to merchandise on these teams, man. So you won't see us, all three of our closets look like the Fanatics warehouse. Basically, when we start talking about these Atlanta teams, that's what we got. That's what we do. We're hands down. So if you didn't know, soccer, we introduce a new kit almost every other year in soccer. That's just what we do. That's the nature of the beast. Atlanta United has produced now, I think this is their 4th away kit, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, this is the 4th away kit that they just came out with, if I'm not mistaken. If I did that right in my head, I think this is the 4th one. Yeah, it's the fourth one. It's the fourth one. We got the concrete and strawberry, which you got on now, Stacy. We got the King Peach. Then we had the all gold, and now we move into the new era of away kits, which is actually going to be the City and the Forest kit, which Atlanta United dropped this past Saturday. If you don't know what it looks like, I say Google it. Take a look. Go to MLS store. Go to the Atlanta United store. Take a look at it. Put your hands on it. So we all get conflicted about some of these kits that come out with soccer. Usually, soccer, they try to be on the cusp of just, doing things differently. I mean, when it comes to like Major League Baseball, I can't say that much for the NBA neither because the Hawks be all over the place with their stuff. But we know for a fact the Falcons and the Atlanta Braves pretty much are set on their color schemes and what they do as far as uniforms are concerned. Atlanta United has their away kits have been innovative, and for their home kits too. The home kit usually sticks to the same color pattern, but the away kits have changed color patterns every year. Banks is probably one of the most critical people I know when it comes to these schemes and these patterns and what they've done as far as the away kit is concerned. So that's why I'm going to you first about it. Banks talked about it, you pulled it up, you looked at it, watched the videos. Only thing you've yet to do is actually put your hand on one of the away kits, man. So let the people know. Give us your opinion on the new Forest in the City green away kit for 2022.
I'm going to keep this real short and sweet. I don't hate it. But I would not own one. The simple fact is it's just not my look. It's not my feel. It's just not grabbing me. It didn't grab me like the gold and white. I'm really not feeling it. If you compare it to what Derico got on, what the strawberry and concrete, that's my all-time favorite as well. King Peach, yeah. But as for this one, again, like I said, I don't hate it, but it's just not my flavor, and it'll stay in the store when it comes to me.
That was a little PC, man, from what the conversation we had yesterday, man. But I ain't gonna call you out on that like that. I'm gonna move over to Derico, man. Give me your take on the new away kit that Atlanta United just launched a couple of days ago, man.
I mean, I'm probably in the neutral zone on this one. It's like it don't move me and it don't disappoint me. I'm just in the middle. I like the meaning behind it, so I guess that probably helps. But you know how I am, so if I get it, you know when I get it. So it's not like I'm gonna rush out and be in a line to pick up this away kit.
Yeah, man, I'm we had this conversation. I've had this conversation with both of you all, man. I have been a strong supporter. I literally have all the kits that Atlanta United has ever produced in my closet right now. And Derico, you poked at me. You was like, man, you gonna get it. You gonna get it. I'm like, dude, like, I don't know. I think this is a year where I can say, man, you know what, man, this is an off year, and I can take a break, man. I think I can. You shaking your head, but Derico, I'm dead ass, man. I don't know about this one, man.
How about, hey, Banks, this is between me and you. How long before you get that kit? You on mute.
He on mute anyway, so yeah, I keep him on mute so nobody
guess what?
So he can agree with you.
Well, I'm back. Then guess what? As soon as we get off air, he's gonna be on Fanatics and he's gonna get him a 4X large with Leo Walker on the back. How about that?
First of all, I'm a little offended that you just said 4X. Damn. I ain't that big.
Did you want me to say medium? Did you want me to say medium?
I ain't never wore 4X in my life. I resent that. But anyway,
I wasn't saying medium either. So let's just keep it a buck, sir. Let's keep it what it is.
That's that Duce over there talking now. That's that Duce over there talking.
But in the end, you're gonna get it.
Hey man, so
y'all heard it here first. So what y'all gonna see probably like episode 10 this year. So that'll be what, episode 66. Episode 66, he's gonna be wearing that new kit.
Hey man, so
he's gonna say something like, "Yeah, guys, I had to go get it, man. I had to rep the mint green and then forest green and
Oh man.
I'm not a fan of it, but yeah, I had to go ahead and cop it. Yeah.
Hey, when I saw it in person on other people, hey, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, I kind of like that. Yeah.
Oh man, I'm getting called out. So listen, all right, I will say this much. I'm a Banks. I'm like you. It doesn't move me. So both, I can say for both of y'all, it doesn't really move me right now. Okay, I'm not all in. I didn't have my finger on the Fanatics when I first saw it. Because I mean, let's be real, Banks. Yeah, I don't want to call you out, but we know a couple of these kid launches, dude. We were both finger on the trigger, ready to submit order as soon as they drop. So for me, no, I did not do. I didn't drop it. I didn't hit the order yet.
I'll give you
It
that.
like I
I'll
said,
give you
I
that.
say yeah. I
No,
say yeah.
but I'll give you the fact that you didn't, because you will get it when it first come out. So I will give
Oh
you
yeah,
that.
I when it first dropped, absolutely. But my thing is, man, it's cool, like you said, Derek Cole. I do like the whole meaning behind it. They gotta pump you up some kind of way to buy it, right? With this whole story, the city and the forest. So I guess I bite on that. You know what I'm saying? So the concept is decent. I think Adidas is kind of moving forward with their design process. So shout out to Adidas, man. So just I'm looking throughout the rest of the league, man. I think you got some pretty cool concepts with some of the other teams as well. I know we focus on Atlanta United, man, but I like some of the other kits that I saw from the other teams, man, that Adidas put out there this year. So I want to say that's pretty cool. But yeah, as far as Leo G getting it, you know what I'm saying? You can't never say what I won't do. But as of right now, I don't have it. And the plans are not to get it as of right now. You know what I'm saying? I
Boy,
might still want to. So wait, hold on.
boy, you
I
straddled that
might,
fence then.
whatever. I might steal one of your techniques. I ain't gonna put you on blast. I'm not gonna put Derek on blast,
Oh, you can
people.
put me on
But
blast. I
Derek,
know. I
I ain't
know
gonna
I
put you. No,
will.
I'm not gonna put you on blast. Derrico has his signature technique as to what he does and how he does it. I might roll with you on this one. I don't know. I might roll with you on your technique on how you do what you do with the kicks, man. So we'll talk about it. We'll discuss. I doubt very seriously anytime soon I'm gonna be picking that up though. It just like I'm with you all. It just didn't move me to where I was like, take my money, this go round. I will say that much. But you just never know with Leo G and what he gonna do, man. So look, man, we coming up to the end of the show, man. Banks is over there as usual with the look of like, yeah, right, whatever, man. But it is what it is, man. Banks, tell everybody, let everybody know where they can find you at, man, so we can go ahead and get out of here, man.
You can find me on Facebook as Antoine Jarrell Banks. That's ANTOINE JERRELLBANKS. And Baby Banks 80 on the Twitter and the Gram. And hit me up, guys. I mean, I'm here. I'm ready to talk to you. I ain't heard from nobody, so hit me
Hit
up.
him up, man.
Slide in them DMs. That's what they're trying to say. Slide in
Slide
them
them
DMs.
DMs. Hit him up in the DMs, man. Y'all know how to get to it, man. He's still looking for the social media manager. So y'all send him y'all resumes over there. Derrico, man, how these folk can get at you,
Hey, you
dog.
can catch me on Facebook at Stacy D Derrico. You can catch me on the Twitter at VSU96SDD. And you can catch me on the gram, Derrico_Virgo. And you can always catch me down at the Benz when there's a home game.
All right, man. Be careful where you at in the city, man, because you got to remember, man, it's not all, certain, you might have to get a pass, man, to get in certain places of the city. Just remember that, y'all. We got to remember that now. You got to be real, real careful as to how you tread. So tread lightly around the city, man, and tread lightly as to, how you talk. Anyway, man, you catch the Leo G Show, man, as always. The Leo G Show, the #1 on Twitter. Also, you can catch me on my personal Twitter account. That's at Southern Set with 2 T's. We got the Facebook page if you're still there. I'm still looking for a social media manager as well for the show, man, so we can get into TikTok, Snapchat, all the Instagram, all that other stuff. Yeah, I got an Instagram too, but I'm rarely there as well. I can't keep up with all this stuff like these millennials and Gen Zs or whatever. I can't keep up with it, fellas. I don't know about y'all, man. I try, but I can't. But yeah, catch us on all our social media, the social media that we do have, man. We'll work on trying to get all this other stuff together. If y'all want to be a part of it, man, just shoot me something in my DMs and we can try to work something out as far as helping out with the social media stuff, man. But yeah, catch us where you can. Definitely, man. Fellas, it's been a great show, man. It's been a long time coming. We got everything out, man, and hopefully we'll have some great stuff to talk about here on the next installment, man. MLS, talking a little bit about some controversy going on with the NFL Combine, and also we didn't get a chance to talk about what's going over there in Major League Baseball, man. But definitely on the next go round, we'll try to get into that. It's been another edition of the Leo G Show, man. We'll holler at y'all on the next time.